All right, it says we are live. Hello, everybody. Uh,
Hello.
Welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're doing some reading sprints. If you have not joined me and Christy for reading sprints prior, we started doing them in Victober, and we enjoyed it so much that we've decided to do it once a month. But we just alternate whose channel we do it on. So this month it's on my channel, and next month it will be on Christy's channel. And this was very last minute. So if you're here, I'm glad that you're here. My goal too was to start trying to do a reading sprint a little bit earlier in the day, because I know a lot of people who are subscribed to me are in the UK specifically, but also in Europe. It's a little bit late for y'all, but it's probably a little bit early for everyone like Christy on the West Coast and in places like Australia. So sadly, I guess this is the best. This is maybe meeting in the middle. We're at least satisfying some of the East Coast and West Coast people. But
And
I'm sure
sprints
y'all
last a
know.
while.
Yes. I'm sure y'all know Christy by now, but do you want to introduce your channel?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my channel is Christy Loves Dostoevsky in Space because I really love Dostoevsky and classics. And mainly my favorite thing about BookTube is it's just really fun to do things with friends. I met Jenny here on YouTube, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
so cool that we're hanging out now.
I have her channel linked down below. So if you haven't subscribed to Christy, go subscribe to her because she's great. And she just did a little vlog where she was reading books that RM from BTS recommended, and it was really great.
Thank you. You're so fancy. You have links in the description of a live show.
And we're lucky that I thought about that, because I say it all the time in videos. I'll link that down below, and I don't. I'm famous for not doing that. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Your picture's really cute.
Yes. What are you planning on working on tonight, Christy? Are you reading for a readathon or anything?
You know, I have a couple options. I really want to pick up Animal Farm because I just found it in a thrift store and you just recommended it.
It's a
And
sign.
yeah, it kind of is. And it's short, which like I really like.
And
So there's
that's
that.
fun to do something short when you're doing a reading sprint.
Yes. But I am also in the middle of Demons, so I might work on that. How about you?
I am about halfway through A Christmas Mystery.
Ooh, another one.
Yes, it's called The Mystery in White, and it's about people stuck on a train, and they have to take refuge in an English country house when it snows on Christmas Eve. And it's weird so far, like just how it's written is odd. It's
Mm.
very Hitchcock like. There's like a horror vibe to it. So,
Wow.
but I feel like I might be able to finish it. So
Oh.
I have some things on my TBR sitting over there. So maybe if I finish it, I'll get frisky and I'll want to move on to something else.
Okay. Ooh. So you said you were waiting for like 4 in the mail, right?
Yes,
Did you get them all?
I did get them all. And here's a story for y'all that you didn't ask for, but I'm going to tell you before we get into our first sprint. But the mail has gone off the rails here. I don't know if it's the truth for everybody, but they emailed me last week saying a package had been delivered. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. It was pouring down rain. I was worried about the package. I get home, the package isn't there. And I'm wondering, okay, did somebody steal the package? Was the package delivered to my neighbors? And I looked at the time, and they delivered it when I was in the house before we left for work that morning. And I was like, I would have heard that. I really would have heard that. So I emailed the post office and opened a report. And from that, suddenly it started to move through the mail system, and they had scanned it as delivered in the post office and never put it on the truck.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, at least that wasn't, I mean, it wasn't a Christmas gift. It was a Christmas gift, a Christmas gift to me, to myself. So it wasn't valuable. I wasn't waiting on it for anything, but I was like, are y'all okay? Is the post okay? And then the mailman brought this at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting up, getting ready for work. And the mailman is trying to put this inside the screen door. I said, y'all are working too hard. The post is going crazy.
Wow.
But there's your Christmas mail story for the day. Exciting
it is that
times.
time of year. I always feel bad for the postman at this time of year.
I can't imagine.
My dad was a mailman, so he
Oh, wow.
he would just, it was like nonstop. He was working during December.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine.
Yeah. That's amazing that they found it, though. Good thing you reported it.
I'm glad. I feel bad. I love my mailman, but I knew it wasn't him.
Yeah.
I figured it was like the package guy coming at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
But there was your random story. Y'all didn't ask for that. But let us know in the comments what you're going to be reading tonight. Hopefully, we've got a good mix here. I hope that since we've both chosen something short, maybe we can really get through it.
Let's rock.
Are you trying to meet a certain number of books you want to read this year? Like, are you trying to hammer out a few books here at the end of the year to meet like your Goodreads goal?
My goal is usually to finish like one classic a month. So I usually am trying to read a short classic, and then I have something longer that takes a couple months. How about you?
I think I set my goal at 50 and I beat that, so I feel good.
Wow. That's amazing. 50.
I just wanted to read one book a week, and I feel like I've managed that. So I'm happy with that. Anything now is just a bonus.
Yeah. I think BookTube, sometimes we forget that 50 is like a humongous number for most people.
Mm-hmm.
We get so ambitious.
Only on BookTube do people finish 25 books in a month.
Yeah.
It's not out in the real world happening. So I need to have that reminder sometimes that you're not going to read the same amount of books every month.
Yes.
Hello, Rainy.
Rainy.
Are you going to be reading or are you going to be crafting, Rainy? Let us know.
Yes.
I'm going to read my Barbara Pym biography and In This House. Ooh. You're also trying to get in 2 different books. A lot of people are going to be mixing up 2 different reads. Maybe I should incorporate another book. Yes, Rainy. Hello. I have heard so much about the Brother Cadfael mysteries. I feel like Kate Howe just recommended them on her channel, and I have been curious about them for a long time, but knowing that she enjoys them,
it's a good sign for you.
It is a good sign. I tend to agree with Kate.
And I started that book alongside The Name of the Rose, and I was literally getting them confused. There's a lot of similarities.
Oh yeah. I thought they were one and the same for a long time. I didn't know Name of the Rose was like a literary book for a long time.
Yeah.
1 book a week is amazing.
Yes.
And I feel good about that this year. Rainy is trying to do Vlogmas. Rainy is doing Vlogmas, and I respect her for it. I don't know how you have the mental capacity and the energy to do it, Rainy. So that's a good idea. I need to find a good cozy mystery and listen to it while I craft. As Meat Loves Salt. I haven't heard of
Hmm.
that.
Me neither.
I'm
Need to
going to
look it
write
up.
that down. Let's add it to our Goodreads shelf.
Yes. A book that you've never heard of is always like,
It's so funny on BookTube now, you feel like you really have heard of so much.
yeah.
And if you haven't heard of it, why haven't you heard of it? How did it escape your notice? Why is it flying under the radar? It's always exciting. Ooh,
Yeah.
and Cleopatra by Stacy Schiff is so good. I want to reread A Christmas Carol this Christmas too. It wasn't my favorite the first time I read it, but I feel like
Mm,
I'm better prepared for his writing now. It was like the
mm.
first thing I read by Dickens, and it just seems kind of cozy.
Rainey just saw an adaptation of that.
I've heard it's so good on stage, I can imagine.
Yeah, she said it was really good.
Oh my word. And you just finished Jude the Obscure today. How are you? Are you okay? I've not read that, but I know that it was tough. Under the Greenwood Tree, I think, is a little bit more lighthearted. At least I hope. Jude the Obscure is so heavy sounding.
Yeah.
You would
Balance.
probably like it though, Christy. I feel like you're going to be like, I feel like you're a sad Thomas Hardy kind of person.
I might be. I still only read one, so we shall see. I just know that Kate threw it across the room in disgust when she finished it.
Yes.
So I know what to expect.
She says, I'm a bit sad. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, are we ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
How long should we go for? Christy and I both tend to like a long sprint.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we start off with half an hour?
Works for me.
Works for me too. Does it work for y'all? I guess we'll be going until from now until 43. That's crazy.
Yes. I think we can do it. We're ready.
I think we can too. Y'all will be seeing me munching on some hummus to the
Mm.
side. So, sorry. I'm late to eating dinner. And okay, everyone's good with half an hour. So let's go. Good luck, everybody. We can do it.
Yes, fighting.
All right. How did we do?
Well, that sent me down the rabbit hole.
Oh, I'm just now seeing your comments. So you had to find out about his pen name.
Yeah, I had to go read the Britannica article about him because I just realized I don't know anything about him clearly.
I feel like he had like a very interesting life outside of being a writer.
Yes. Yeah, it's like in the introduction, it was talking about how he went and fought in the Spanish Civil War because he just really liked what they were supposed to be fighting for there. Just like imagine going to another country to fight in their civil war because you believe so strongly that what they're doing is just. That's just a phenomenal level of sacrifice right there.
I didn't know that he had served in the Spanish Civil War until I reread Animal Farm last month and the introduction mentioned that. I was like, wow. I knew he'd done a little bit of spying, kind of, it seems like, but I didn't know that he had done that. He's a really interesting dude.
Yeah, he really is. So I'm glad you inspired me to pick it up.
He's fun.
I've heard his essays are really good too.
I think Faith from Faith in Books just read, I don't know if it was his essays, but some sort of nonfiction. And I think she really enjoyed it.
Ooh, that is cool. I must have missed that one. I love Faith's videos, man.
I do too. She's so thoughtful.
Yeah. She has like strong opinions on
She
things.
does. Let's do these often. Yes, that's our goal. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Ridge.
I didn't read what I said I'd read. Elizabeth Googe is one I almost picked up this month, and I've never tried her.
Ooh.
But I thought, since it's kind of Cloak and Dagger Christmas, that she has some cozy mysteries, that it seemed appropriate to pick her up. But I have no idea where to start because she has so many things. Just so many titles.
Yeah. Emma would be the one to ask, probably.
Yes, she's probably read almost everything by her.
I think so. And she has like all of the collected, like the same editions, you know.
They're
Really
so
cool.
pretty, like with all the watercolor art on them.
Yeah.
I didn't either, Rainy. You learn something new every day, as they
Yes.
say, and Christy has taught us something. I saw that the other day on Reddit or something, that somebody was like, "Oh, I recommend you read 1984 by George Orwell," and they spelled it Jorjor, and then space well, George Orwell,
Oh,
like
okay.
phonetically. And I was hoping it was a joke because it had me going. I had to say it aloud to know what they were saying, and I thought it was so funny. And now it's gone viral. I'm like, oh gosh. The book's Reddit page is wild from start to finish.
Wow.
I have only 100 pages left in this, and I think I can finish it.
Yes.
Because they're short. It's like a tiny book. And the text is pretty big. So I feel like I can commit to it. I feel like I can finish it tonight.
Yes. How did you do at the sprint?
I did well. I have no idea what page I started on, sadly. So I don't know how many I read, but I'm on page 130.
All right.
And I feel like I was at like 75 or 80, 85, something like that. So that was a good amount.
Yeah.
And we've solved one mystery. which I didn't
Already.
know. I did not know we would solve one problem halfway through the book.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Ooh, Elizabeth Googe writes historical fiction well. Now you really have me intrigued.
Wow.
This
I didn't even
woman
remember hearing
never
about that.
stopped working.
Yeah.
Like a very prolific.
Yeah, I feel like I always hear about like the same 3 or 4 books,
Mm-hmm.
but she has a lot.
Are you going to stick with Animal Farm in the next sprint, or are you going to switch it up?
I'm starting to think that I really need to devote uh like a video and maybe a month to George Orwell. So I don't know if this is the right time to do it because I really want to devote this month to demons. But I feel like it's gonna blow my mind, and this might not be the right time.
It is pretty mind blowing. I mean, the quotes are just insane. He sat down and he said, I'm going to take these people to church. I mean, these people are going to leave changed. And that was Animal Farm. It's unbelievable. As the kids say, as Gen Z say. So I feel like you'll like it.
I think I
Those of y'all who are here probably you don't know this, but Christy and I are like 100% opposites attract. We like never agree on books. We're like, hey, I think you might love this. And then the other person doesn't like it or can't finish it. So it's always taking a risk when I think Christy will like something. But sometimes we agree. Sometimes we agree. It's not all the
There's
time.
been a couple. A lot of times, though, it's something that I haven't read yet, and when I hear Jenny's thoughts on it, then it helps me approach it in a different way, and that's why I end up liking it. I just have a feeling, maybe. I think that's what happened with The Idiot. Like, I think I would have loved it anyways, but
What
when
happened?
I heard that Jenny and Pei loved it and why, I was like, okay. I have some expectations.
I knew you would love that one. That was safe. That was a safe bet. He's your favorite author.
Yes.
Are you far into demons? No.
It's going so slowly. And when I need to read it, I'm kind of like, do I really right now? Do I really want to? Like, I don't know. There's a certain reluctance. I think just because it's really long,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I enjoy it when I actually read it, but it just takes me so long.
That's so many classics for me.
Yeah.
Well, shall we do it again? Shall we go for another 30-minute sprint?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I think we can do it. Let's go,
Yes.
y'all.
Let's do it.
We're doing odd times.
I love it. It's
So,
great.
okay. Good luck,
Okay.
everybody. All right. How did everybody do?
Hi. Well, I want to hear how you did.
I'm almost done.
Yay!
I have maybe 40 pages left.
Wow.
It's been a wild ride, and I'm glad that I chose this for the sprints because I don't think I would have wanted to put it down once I got to the halfway point. So this has been really, really productive.
Yay.
A good choice for a sprint, a mystery.
So, Cloak and Dagger Christmas, a new favorite for you?
Yeah, maybe. I hope that there are more really wonderful Christmas mysteries out there. How did
I
you
just
do?
feel like, oh, I did okay. I read a couple pages of Demons. I'm having to because I read the very beginning a while ago, I'm having to refamiliarize myself with all the characters. So I think I'm going to enjoy it. But what I'm going to try and do is read just like a couple pages every day. And then hopefully it'll reach a point where I really just can get a lot read because I'm in the world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I will give myself freedom to read Animal Farm.
Are you pairing that with the audiobook at all? Yeah. What translation do you have?
I'm reading the Constance Garnett.
That's the one I tried.
Yeah, it didn't save it for you this time.
I don't know what happened there, but ooh, read a chapter, loving it.
Nice. That's on my list too.
Rainy did well, journaled, got some clips for her vlog. Yes.
Yes.
Oh dear, she's gonna take a clip of us too, so we need to be smiling.
Okay. We need to do. Wait. Can we do like the. Is this the right direction?
Where am I at? I forget that we're like mirrored. Oh, we're trying to do a heart. That's so you have to go the complete opposite direction. And
Oh, was I going the
StreamYard,
wrong
and
way?
for me, StreamYard, I'm like going in the wrong direction to get to the middle of the screen. It's so weird.
Now I see why it's hard for idols to do that.
Yeah. I can't even get my arm to curve.
It's not really heart shaped for me. Having a big fluffy jacket helps though. Oh, good.
She got it.
Oh dear. Great. I'm so curious that there is like a whole genre of Christmas mysteries because I feel like people want books that are like Christmassy, but it's hard to find them outside of like the children's section.
Right. And I'll say Rainy's here. Rainy inspired this whole rabbit hole I went down because she went, I think, on Black Friday and she bought a Christmas mystery that's in the British Library Crime Classics, and I ordered that one, The Christmas
Oh.
Egg. So maybe I'll do that one next. And I was like, that kind of sounds interesting, like a mystery. It's taking place on like Christmas Eve or something like that. And I now discovered the British Library publishes all these little fun crime books, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's really interesting. The intro to this one talked about like what it meant to be a mystery in the age of the great detective fiction in the 1920s and 1930s. And it was like always normally about sort of well off or rich people. And the detective could never be the person who committed the crime. And any supernatural elements that were hinted at had to be fake. Like there were certain guidelines to what was going on, like why,
Wow.
how it would get published or something. You had to be following certain guidelines. It was
That
really
is so
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Rainey thought the Christmas egg was slow, but it was really intriguing. I know it's, but what got me is it's about like a Romanov or something, like a Russian princess who escaped during the revolution gets murdered in London. And I
Ooh.
was like, say no more. So the Christmas egg, I am hoping is a Fabergé egg.
That's
That's my
what I was
hope.
wondering.
When when
Oh,
when Rainey posted that on Instagram, I was like, the Christmas egg? What on earth? What are they talking about? An egg? And then I realized, oh, it was about like the Russian Revolution. Hopefully it's Fabergé.
I'm so intrigued.
Yes. And the cover was so pretty.
Ooh, it is. Rainy, where did you find these?
Right. Rainey, you see your influence. She is an influencer.
Yes. We are the proof. Look at us go.
She is not going to say.
Okay. How
He
mysterious.
finds some interesting things, so many interesting things. Oh, at her local bookstore.
Okay.
He's not going to say it was a Fabergé egg.
Oh,
Ah,
got it.
yes, you are an influencer, Rainey. I am easily influenced. Well, I think if we
Same.
do another sprint, I might finish. I'm proud.
Yes. Well done.
Are you willing to go for another sprint?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you going to keep on with demons?
I'm gonna try and finish about 10 pages with demons, and then I will move on to Animal Farm. I
You can do it.
can do it. Thanks.
All right. Shall we do another 30-minute sprint?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
This is so productive. Thank you.
It is really productive. And that's why we love these. That
Yes.
I personally have found that they make a big difference.
Yes. Same.
So they really get me to commit and read for a really long time.
Yes.
So I need
No
them.
pressure.
All right, everybody, good luck.
Yes, fighting. Sorry, am I late?
I didn't even realize that I turned my camera off to go grab something. Then I just saw, I was like, oh, my camera was off the whole time. Sorry, y'all. I know y'all probably don't care, but how did everybody do?
I actually finished my 10 pages and I laughed out loud. There's this scene where a young man keeps creating scandals and he is invited to a man's house for a party and then he just up and kisses the man's wife and then the man bows him out the door. I was just dying. It's so funny. I love it. And I just read that Una. I was just saying, I just read that Una in our Voxer group, who is co-hosting Demons, he was like, I took a vacation day to read Demons because I'm enjoying it so much.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, that is a mood.
I started to say he definitely laughed too. He definitely thought it was funny.
Yes. I'm sorry the humor wasn't to your taste.
No, it was like so weird to me. But I have a hard time with anything when a book is trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I can read humor and get it. I don't know what it is, but I finished my book and it was really funny. Yes. But I don't think it intended to be. It was just the 30s, so people were just like, I say, you think we should go up there by Jove and look around? I mean, it's just like their turns of phrase. It's just so funny. But they said one of them was talking and he was like, well, I guess I'm kind of long-winded and I always go into too much detail. And another character says, well, Queen Anne's dead. Like, that's obvious. And I have never heard in my life anybody say, well, Queen Anne's dead. But I think we need to bring that back. That's a good one. That's a great saying. The 30s, what a time.
Isn't the 30s like, didn't you say once that was like the height of fashion in America?
I really like the 1930s for fashion. It's great for women and for men. To me, men's fashion was good a lot when women's fashion was not. When we had to wear like the Civil War, think about that. Awful for women. Terrible. Those stupid hairdos where they would braid around their ears. Yeah. Awful. But men looked great. They wore like those little cute cut vests and like, high-waisted pants. Style. Anyways, that could be a different story, but Rainey got distracted by Vlogmases. Easy to do.
Yes. Did you just post yours tonight, Rainey? Because I started, 14 punchon. I think that means 14 minutes ago. Is that right? Is this your newest one? It's in Korean, so I'm just like, that means minutes. Chon, that's ago, basically, I think.
Your dedication is insane to learning Korean. You're so in it.
Thank you. It definitely takes a lot longer to do everything when your phone is in Korean.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. A different alphabet. A chapter and a half in Our Mutual Friend, I feel like, is a lot. That's amazing.
Yeah. Good job.
She also thinks Demons is funny.
Yay. Yeah.
Thank you, Rainey. I could also wear a corset every day and be happy because I've worn one before and it felt amazing to me. Like when you put it on, it's like your back pops in all the best ways. It forces you into like the proper posture.
Wow.
And I've heard from a lot of people who do like reenactments that if you get a corset designed for you that's like really fitted to you, like they would have done,
Mhm.
they're very comfortable. They're actually like very comfortable.
Wow. I can't imagine that.
Oh, so many things always get in
Oh
the
no.
way of me to doing reading sprints, Elizabeth. 30 pages though, it's not nothing, as they
Yes.
say. It's 30 pages more than maybe you would have read.
It's more than I'd read, and I didn't have that distraction.
You're so good, Christy. You knew it was 14 minutes.
Well, in Korean, they actually use the same numbers up to about 10,000, and then the numbers change. So the numerals are the same up until 10,000. So that part was the easy part.
That's so interesting. The numbers are so different in each language.
Yes, they
Like
are.
in Danish, it would be like you would be talking to somebody and you'd say, okay, I can do this conversation. And they would be like, okay, 4 ones and 2 tens.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, what? And I'm having to do math to realize you mean 24. And in that time, they've switched back to English and you lost the whole
Yes.
thread, the whole conversation you were having.
They literally do an equation every time they say a number.
I'm like, y'all, what happened to us?
Yeah.
Italy is easy. Italy's numbers are easy.
Oh, good.
So that's one of the many great things about the Italian language. Oh, Rainy used to have
Wow.
great posture. Yeah, and I would like to wear one to force me into good posture. Ooh, what's your favorite Dostoevsky book?
That's a great question. What are they asking you or me? You should go first.
Well, The Idiot.
All right.
And I think it will probably remain my favorite. I just loved him.
Yes.
I imprinted on Prince Mishkin like a duck.
He was so precious. I
What
would
about
say
you?
I like every Dostoevsky I've ever read for different reasons, and it's really hard to pick a favorite. I feel like the message behind The Idiot was my favorite, and Crime and Punishment is another favorite because it's so accessible. And The Brothers
Mhm.
Karamazov is another favorite because it's like the big brain book, and I feel like every time I go back to reread it, I will like it even more. So,
Mm.
I don't know. I love them all.
I liked Crime and Punishment too. I think that's a great place to begin with classics.
Mhm.
It really was very accessible.
Mm.
In French, 90 is 4, 20, 10. 4 times 20 plus 10. I have
Ooh.
heard that French numbers are crazy, and that is just unbelievable to me. And the last time, I think I know French numbers up to maybe 50,
Ooh, mm.
and I've never gone beyond that because I'm so it's you
People
do
are
reach a point in Italian where I think you will say like the smaller number and then the larger number.
mm.
Like and even in like undici is 11, but then you might have like diciotto, which is 18, and you put technically 10 in front of 8,
Oh,
but
okay.
you put 1 in front of 10 for 11. It's interesting. Languages are so fascinating. I wonder why we all went rogue. Wonder why ours is like this. Is it the German that's in English?
I know.
We need how are German numbers? probably the most efficient way to say a number would be in German because like their language is so clipped and clear.
Hmm.
So maybe they have like maybe that's what happened. We got German numbers and not Latin numbers.
Oh, I wonder.
I'm interested in linguistics. That would be so interesting. Are you going to read Babel?
I do want to, yeah.
I feel like that's a rabbit hole for us linguistics.
Yeah, I think so. I just the setting of Babel is like I'll read anything there. Thanks.
Yep.
Do you bought it, right?
I did.
Are you going to start it?
I'm excited. I really want to start it next, but I feel like, oh, I've got all these. I need to read these Christmas books. But I started this after I finished my last book, and Rainy, I don't. I'm with you. I wouldn't say it's slow. I mean, I'm not even 10 pages in, so I don't know that I can call it slow yet, but it's weirdly written.
Ooh.
It's like very choppy. It's like they're saying stuff and they assume you know what they're talking about. Like it's very police jargony to me.
Oh,
So far, 10
like
pages
a
in.
procedural, an early procedural.
Yes, I think that's what it kind of is. What's Babel about the tower? It's a reference to the tower. It's a dark academia, like historical fantasy where magic is based on language. And it's set, is it at Oxford or Cambridge? It's Oxford.
I don't even know.
It's in the 1800s, so it's like before the Victorian period. It's supposedly like very, very interesting. And thank you, Rainy. Big question I have on what is the divvy? I thought it was a person. Maybe it's like a division manager, but I was like, oh, the divvy. Maybe it's the guy's name. It's confusing, Christy. This is a confusing read here.
Oh,
I don't know that I have the brain power to figure that out.
Oh dear. So far your ranking of the other two would be what? The ones you finished.
The one that I basically filmed a vlog around, the Santa Claus murder, is easily number one. Like just cozy, perfect, incredible. Then the white, I don't know what it was called, Murder in White, where they were snowed in. A lot was going on that didn't need to happen, but it was good. So far, this has not caught me, but I'm gonna keep on. I mean, I get the sense of Fabergé egg will be involved. And then I got another one that my mom started because we were going to read all of them, and it's taken her a week to get to page 25 because she doesn't think it's good.
Oh.
So I hope I like it more than she does, but I feel like I started with the top two.
Oh.
But I'm so curious about this whole line that the British Library publishes all these little forgotten golden age crime classics. I think that
Gorgeous
sounds
covers.
so fun. I mean, it really is. Like, look at the little double-decker bus. I know y'all can't see it, but there it is. How cute. I mean, it's just perfect.
That is so cool.
I also DNF'd the Poppy War, but I think it was because I was confused. And it was very dark. The Poppy War was so, like, did you read the Poppy War, Christy?
Yes.
Yes. There is the big famous chapter where everyone says, like, when you get to chapter, it's like 21, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That broke me, and I said, I don't think I can read anymore after that. I admire what she was doing with the Poppy War because it was like a retelling of actual historical events, but that's what made it heavy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna have to tap out. But it was also slow, I agree. It must be. They just called it the division. The divvy. I'm going to start calling everything that. The divvy. That's it does seem very like PBS Masterpiece Classic. Like to call something the divvy. Like it feels like jargon that they would use on a masterpiece classic, a masterpiece mystery.
That's so funny that they would expect you to just get that.
I know, and no notes are in these at all, which I think for the most part you don't need, but it would be kind of interesting. Like a lot of these are set in the 30s, and the one I just finished, like some guy had fought in World War One, and they're just talking about the war. And I said, "Oh, this must be the 30s," and I looked it up, and it was. And his big fear, like he was very traumatized by his experience in the war, and he firmly believed another war was coming. And
Mm,
everyone else in the book is like, okay, you're mentally unstable.
wow.
But it was published in 1937, and I'm like, man, in 2 years, this
Another
fellow
one
was
is
right.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So I wonder if the author was exposed to that, or if he lived that experience. Like, did he serve in World War One? Very interesting.
Wow. Yeah. That is interesting.
Sadly, I'm going to find this to be true.
Why does it have to be the Fabergé egg one?
I know, with the prettiest cover, I'm weak, and book companies know this. Just make it beautiful.
They don't care if you read it. They just want you to buy it.
Right, just display it on your shelf.
Yes.
I,
It's art.
I mean, Rainy,
Rainy.
if this is, we need to, I don't know who we need to contact about the divvy, but it's, I mean, it's interesting that we both had that knee jerk reaction and now confirmed you work in law enforcement and don't call anything the division. I feel like the world of like British crime, like specifically in fiction, is just like its own little fantasy world. It's like,
Yes.
does any of this stuff even happen? Yes, Rainey, bring it in.
The divvy.
It will catch on in Vogue, and I'm going to start saying Queen Anne's dead when something's very obvious. I'll say, "Oh, and Queen Anne's dead." I mean, I have never heard that in my life. That would have been a great time for a note. Popular saying from Depression era England.
Yeah.
Queen Anne's dead.
I love footnotes.
I do too.
I like having a tour guide for a book.
I do too. I didn't feel like I had many notes for demons.
Oh, really?
And I felt like I needed background on the political atmosphere specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know he was talking about something that really happened.
Mm-hmm. That's making me wonder if I should not be using the Gutenberg one. If I should be using a modern one so I can check on those footnotes.
Right.
So convenient in ebooks. I might as well.
We are starting the movement today, Angela. If we can get Angela and Rainey to start calling it the divvy, we have changed. I mean, change is happening. I love it.
I'll give
Now,
Kevin the note, but
tell
yeah.
Kevin. See, then we have 3 people.
Well, his general instinct is if you tell him to try something, he'll do the exact opposite. So I don't think he'll
Well,
be picking it up.
then maybe you say, you know what I wouldn't do? Refer to any division in law enforcement as the divvy.
The divvy. What a dumb way to, refer to it. I know.
Kevin would say, oh my gosh, this is the most ridiculous thing ever.
And then he would pick it up.
Yes, I feel like Kevin has the patience of a saint. He would not be able to deal with me. Well, I feel like I'm kind of tired. I feel like I'm sprinted out for the evening. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think we've been going for a while.
We have, and it's dinner time for you.
It is dinner time.
Well, maybe we wrap it up here,
That
but
sounds
we will
good.
do this again. Next
Yes.
month, we will be on Christie's channel live sprinting. We don't know what day yet.
We'll let you know probably the day of.
Yeah, that's the vibe. But thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I had a lot of fun. I feel really accomplished.
Same. Thank you so much for hosting these. Really got a lot done.
Yes, I did too. I'm so glad we decided to start doing this.
Yes, me too. And
It
happy
is,
weekend to Jenny.
yes, happy weekend to us. And it's also sleepy time for me, Rainy. Well, thanks again for coming and hanging out with us. We will definitely be sprinting again soon. Have a nice evening.
Bye.